Good morning and welcome. For those who don't know me, and this seems a little bit unusual, because I've been principal here for 18 months, but I don't feel as I've been out and about at all. My name's Keith Willer, and I'm the principal of this fantastic school. So I'd like to welcome you all to today's presentation day ceremony. Distinguished guests, parents, students and staff. A very special welcome to you from me. In particular, I'd like to welcome those adults, parents and some guests who are here today. As I mentioned in our junior school ceremony this morning, it's the best part of 2 years since we've been able to have parents and other adults apart from our own staff on the school site, and I can assure you it's a really gratifying sight, so welcome to you all. I'd now like to invite Tegan Clark, our 2021 Captain of Anglican Identity, who will lead us in prayer. Thank you, Tegan.
We'll start with the sign of the cross, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God of all knowledge, who opens our minds to learn and to understand, God of all creation, who opens our imaginations to build and to create, God of all hope, who opens our hearts for the world of your wildest dreams. We give thanks for the talents represented here today, for our wisdom, knowledge and understanding. We give thanks for the pride we take in our accomplishments as individuals and as a community. We celebrate with you our success, a year completed, stories written, jobs well done. We mourn with you our failures, failures to see one another simply for who we are. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. I would now like to welcome Jet Robbins, who is going to deliver the Acknowledgement of Country. Thank you, Jet.
Tebendola Nagatha Jet Robbins, meaning, hello, my name is Jet Robbins. I'm a descendant of the Yorta Yorta people across the Kamargunja, and I am from the Kalitha Band and the Willithika clans. Golpa Gaka Anganya, meaning welcome friend. Cobram Anglican Grammar School acknowledges the Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of this nation. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which our school is located and where we meet here today. We pay our respects to ancestors and elders, past, present and emerging, and extend our recognition to their descendants who are present, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture and hopes of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples across the nation. We acknowledge the first Australians as the traditional custodians of this continent, whose cultures are among the oldest living cultures in human history. Cobram Anglican Grammar School is committed to honouring Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's culture and spiritual relationships to the land, water and seas, and their rich contribution to society. Goka Yawal Ngula Yinbena Yorta Yorta Waka, meaning come walk with us the people in Yorta Yorta country. Thank you.
Thank you, Jet. We're just going to have a little special ceremony before we move on to presentations of awards and a few speeches. I'd like to call upon Liam, Emma and Tegan to come forward, please. Come over here nice and close. So Liam and Emma were our school captains for 2021. Tegan has been our captain of Anglican Identity. And just on behalf of the school, I would really like to thank you guys for the wonderful job that you've done in your roles. I think you've conducted yourself with aplomb throughout, and I think you've been really effective as school leaders. One of the things that this group here needs to be aware of is that normally all of these three young people would at some stage across the year travel with me to Perth. We would go to a round of meetings over there and visit schools and just have a very special time. Sadly, that trip was one of the things that COVID caused not to take place. But so I know there's been some special things that you find people have missed out on, but I have great respect and appreciation for the way you've conducted yourselves as school leaders. So can we give our school leaders a round of applause? So at risk of saying out with the oldies and in with the newies, that's exactly what we're about to do. So now we're going to call on Rory Brooker and Paige. Can I ask you two to come forward, please? Regan Fox is not with us today for personal reasons, but Rory is one of our incoming school captains, and Paige is our incoming captain of Anglican Identity. And Liam is now going to present Rory with his badge. Leave the humour to me, please.
He's got a good shirt, high quality. There's one in. Like I said, it's a good quality shirt and the best for the school.
Today would be good, thanks Liam. And can I also ask now Tegan to present Paige with her badge of Captain of Anglican Identity.
I don't have the same fleur as Liam does, but
So, as I said, out with the old and in with the new, and the era has commenced. So thanks so much to Liam, Emma and Tegan, and welcome Paige and Rory, and Regan of course in her absence. And I think you guys now have finished your formal duties. A little later on in today's ceremony we'll see Paige presenting the closing prayer. We've already had Rory, Paige and Regan represent our school down at the Remembrance Day service, and I believe Rory was the MC at that day. So we've already started those duties. Can I ask us to give these guys all a round of applause? And now we're going to sit quietly and listen to an address from my boss, the Rev Peter Lawrence OAM, the Chief Executive Officer of ASC. So Peter can't be here in person. He has sent us a video of his speech. Please make sure you're attentive and listening, because even though he's not here, he will know if you're not. Okay? So tune in. Thank you.
Hello, and it's good to be with you today at the Cobram Anglican Grammar School end of year presentation ceremony, albeit by video. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, but our border restrictions still prevent that from happening. I would like to commence by acknowledging the Yorta people as the original custodians of the land on which you are gathered today, and pay respects to their elders past and present. Well, another year has passed, and 2021 certainly has been a challenging one for those of you in northeast Victoria. We thought that 2020 was certainly a difficult year, but the challenges of COVID-19 for Victoria, the in and out of lockdown, the in and out of home learning, the restrictions placed on life have been very demanding indeed. But rather than focus on what is the downside of 2021, I do want to thank each of you for your commitment to making sure that the very best of learning and care could continue right through the year. And I'm particularly speaking to the Cobram teachers and support staff, and those who've led our school, to Principal Keith Willett and your senior team. You've done a remarkable job under extraordinary circumstances, and thank you on behalf of all of us within the Anglican Schools Commission. I'd also like to give thanks to the School Council led by Malcolm Kerr. It's been hard for those of us in different states to be able to stay connected, and your oversight of the school during 2021 has ensured that Cobram Anglican Grammar School has been in fine hands and has continued to grow and thrive through this period. So thank you to you for your diligence both this year and always. It is easy when we have the challenges of a global pandemic to focus on what divides us. There have been plenty of divisions this year, Borders have been closed. Regional areas have been cut off from capital cities. We've been in and out of lockdowns. We've had restrictions placed on our lives. All of that is really quite negative. And at a time when we're here to celebrate, I want to focus on what connects and divides us. The good things that we have, and particularly part of being an Anglican school, where Cobram Anglican Grammar School is connected with Cathedral College and Trinity Anglican College locally, and to a wider group of schools right across the nation who have been journeying with you through this past year. To those students who today will be receiving awards for whatever reason, academic awards or other awards of achievement, congratulations to you. Getting them in any year is a fine achievement. This year it is even finer. And so well done to you for the hard work that you've put in. You deserve the accolade. As we do think back on 2021, it was a census year, a year when information about us was collected by the federal government. The year in which Jesus was born was also a census year, and the Gospel of Luke reminds us that while Mary and Joseph were visiting Bethlehem for the census, the time came for her baby to be born, and Mary gave birth to a firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for him. No guest room available. Had to go and be born in a manger. Christmas is a time when we offer hospitality to those we love, and indeed to the stranger at times. We welcome people into our homes in a COVID-safe way. We share food around the table. We give gifts to those we love. It is a great time of celebration and rejoicing. It's a time when we offer hospitality to those around. May I encourage you to be generous this Christmas, and indeed always, that you might be known as a school community that is a generous and hospitable community to those around you, those you know, and to the stranger. That is a great gift that we can give at this time of Christmas. I hope to be in your community early next year and seeing all the good things that happen as part of the life each day of Cobram Anglican Grammar School. Until then, I'd like to conclude with the words from Isaiah chapter 9 that remind us that for unto us a child is born, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. As you celebrate today and the coming days of Christmas, I wish you a wonderful and peace-filled time together, and that the new year, 2022, might be one which offers hope and offers opportunity no matter where you might be.
Thank you, Reverend Lawrence. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I scratched my forehead as I was introducing Peter there before. It's been bleeding, I've just been trying to stop it. Goodness knows what I'll be like when he's here in person. We're now going to move on to the presentation of our Senior School Academic Excellence, or DUX Awards, for each of the year levels across 7 to 11. And I'd just like to talk about these awards a little bit before we go ahead with the presentation. So earlier this year, the school executive and our school council discussed our school academic awards. And one of the things that we have dedicated ourselves to is to make sure that academic achievement is something that is highly visible and highly celebrated in our school community. And so what we've introduced this year is an award system so that the DUX of each year level Year 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, they will be acknowledged with a certificate and an award, but also a scholarship to the value of 50% of the following year's school fees. So it's a very, very significant academic award. The other thing I'd like to say before we make these presentations is that these awards don't come easily. They're hard won and they're well deserved. So the recipients of these awards are young people who have committed themselves to study and hard work. They've been organised, they've been dedicated, they've listened to their teachers, they've set themselves goals and they've worked hard to achieve those goals. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Mrs. Shay Doyle, who's going to come forward, and she's going to assist me to present these awards. It's not Miss Doyle. It's Mrs. Roach, who is our Head of Teaching and Learning, so my apologies for that, but Mrs. Roach has lost her keys and all sorts of things. I'm not sure if she's going to be here today. So Mrs. Roach actually is our Head of Teaching and Learning in the senior school. She does a magnificent job in drawing our faculties together and has been a really significant driving force in this last 18 months and will be into the future around all things to do with teaching and learning across our curriculum. So thanks so much for being here today, Mrs. Roach. So our dux of Year 7 is Julian Guthrie. Congratulations, Julian. So Julian, if you could wander around to get your photo taken, that would be wonderful. Our dux of Year 8, Ava Carlson. Congratulations, Ava. Our dux of Year 9, Mana Al-Rakabi. Our dux of Year 10, Cadence Pang. Congratulations, Cadence. And our dux of Year 11, Rory Booker. And thank you so much, Mrs. Roach. I'd now like to invite our School Council Chair, Mr. Malcolm Kerr, to say a few words. Thank you, Malcolm.
Dignitaries and dear members of the school community, thank you for this opportunity to say a few words ahead of this very important assembly. We find ourselves at the end of another school year which has been severely disrupted by COVID. Thankfully, we find ourselves here, safe and well, which is a testament to all of us and particularly to the school for their planning and organisation to make it so. Congratulations to the students and staff who have worked so well together to extract as much as possible from their time together this year. Well done to parents, grandparents and carers for the extra time and effort you have put in to ensure your children have made academic progress during these trying times. Thank you also to our school counsellors for their work throughout the year. I am thoroughly enjoying being part of the celebrations today, and I look forward to hearing about further achievements of individuals during the latter part of this assembly. But I wish to acknowledge the achievements of all students during the year. We are proud of you all and hope your experiences this year will enthuse you to return after the break to tackle the next school year and the challenges I'm sure it will present. I wish you a safe and happy Christmas break, and again, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Malcolm. We're now going to move into the presentation of our major awards. And before we actually do that, what I would like to do is just to acknowledge and thank all of those members of the community, all of those organisations across the community who support our school each year and have done so for a long time. I need to make it known very clearly that your support, I guess your unspoken support, but also your support with awards and presentation days is something that our school appreciates very highly, so thanks so much. Our first award to be presented today is being presented by Mrs. Joan Smith from Moira Neighbourhood Watch. I'd like to invite Joan to come forward, please. So Joan has 4 awards to present. Those awards are being presented to Lewis Brown, Drew Munro, Jet Robbins and Natasha Smith. Natasha's absent today. So the criteria for these awards reads as follows. They're awarded to students who demonstrate Christian values, who look out for their peers, who create a warm, friendly and caring environment and are well respected and liked within the school community. So can I please ask Lewis, Drew and Jet to come forward please and accept your award. Good work, Lewis. Good work, Drew. Congratulations, Jet. And thank you so much for joining us today, Jane. We really appreciate it. Our second award is the Soroptimist Award. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Pam O'Dwyer from Soroptimist International to present this award today. Pam. This award, or the Soroptimist Award, is awarded to a female student who through their community involvement have had a significant impact on those inside and outside the school community. The recipient of this award today is Caitlin Walsh. Congratulations, Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin, and thank you, Pam. Our third award is the Cobram Baruga RSL Award. I'd like to welcome Mr. John Hamlin from the Cobram Baruga RSL to present this award. Welcome, John. The RSL Award goes to a person who demonstrates and celebrates tenacity, compassion and consistency in all areas of their school life. Today's recipient is Martin Conn. Congratulations, Martin. Congratulations, Martin, and thank you so much, John, for being here today. The Moira Arts and Culture Incorporated Excellence in the Creative Arts Award is our next award. I'd like to welcome School Counsellor Mrs. Alex Monk from the Moira Arts and Culture Incorporated to present this award. Welcome, Alex. This award is given to a student who has achieved the highest standards in the school for their work in the visual arts, and the recipient of this award today is Freya Mutimer. Congratulations, Freya. Congratulations, Freya, and thank you so much, Alex. Our next award is for excellence in writing. It's the 2021 Dungala Kayla Writing Award. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Sharon Lee Post to present this award. And while Sharon Lee is coming forward, I'll just read a little bit about this award. So the Dungala Kayla Writing Awards are open to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who have a connection to our region. These awards first started in 2012 to provide an opportunity for writing and self-expression in the local Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community. The recipient of today's award is someone who is well known to us, Jet Robbins. So can I ask you to come forward please, Jet, and accept this award. while Jet is receiving an award, if you cast your minds back to the beginning of our presentation today, you would have heard our acknowledgement of country, and that was actually not just delivered by Jet, but written by him as well. So a great example of his skill as a writer. Thanks, Jet, and thank you, Sharon Lee. We have a very special guest with us today. Our Moira Shire Mayor is with us today, so if I could please invite Libero to come forward. Libero is here today to present a very, very significant award. It's called the Moira Shire Council School Service Award. The recipient of this award today is Lachlan Ross. So Lachlan, can I ask you to come forward, please? Now, apart from Mr. John O'Dwyer, Lockie is probably the main celebrity in our school. He has received lots of publicity in recent times, including the local Cobram paper. And Lockie's story, and Lockie, I'm not going to take too long to embarrass you with this. Lockie's story dates back to when he was born with some health challenges. And so over the period of his life to this point, Lockie spent much time in Royal Children's Hospital. And one of the things that Lockie has become acutely aware of is that for a lot of those young people who spend time in hospital, particularly over the Christmas period, and particularly during COVID, when you're allowed to have visitors, it can become a little bit lonely. And so Lockie has created this project called the Royal Roundup. And what Lockie has done is a huge amount of work to raise money and to gather together things like toys and games and all sorts of items for young people who are in the Royal Children's Hospital to use when they're there, when they're a little bit lonely, when they haven't got much to do. Lockie's made sure that they do have something to do. So as a gesture of citizenship, Lockie, I don't think it comes much better. Congratulations. And thank you, Libero, for being with us today. The next award is our Rotary Club Awards. There are two of them. I'd like to welcome Mr. Malcolm Kerr from the Rotary Club of Cobram to present this award. The recipients of this award are students who uphold the core values of service, diversity, integrity and leadership. And the recipients of those awards today are Emily Orsita and Nathan Gassani. So congratulations. Good work, guys. And thank you, Malcolm. I'm sure people have seen Fallons bus lines around the town from time to time. They're one of our main bus contractors. They're a very generous organisation. Not only are they very good at their job, but they support our school in different ways as well. And so Fallons have been good enough to offer an award for a vet student and a student who has performed well with the school-based apprentice award. Trish Barr from Fallons would normally be here to present this award. She can't make it today, so I would like to invite Carolyn White, who is our Year 9-10, who is our Year 10, 11 and 12 coordinator, to present these awards. So the Vet Student Award goes to Claudia Ross. Congratulations, Claudia. And the School-Based Apprentice Award goes to William Large. Congratulations, William. Thanks, William. Mrs. White, you need to stay up here. Don't go anywhere. Can I please invite Mr. John O'Dwyer to come forward? So Mr. O'Dwyer and Mrs. White are going to assist me to present some further awards. Firstly, Mrs. White is going to present the Cobram Lions Club Awards. These awards are for students who always work to the best of their ability, who conduct themselves in an exemplary manner. They're young people who show resolve and enterprise towards a successful completion of all their coursework, and they regularly exceed curricular expectations. And so the recipients of the Cobram Lions Club Awards this year are Matthew Everingham and Madison McDermott. So congratulations Matt, and congratulations Maddie, two fine citizens of our school. Our next award is the ADF Future Innovators Award. This is awarded to one student in Year 10 and one student in Year 12 who demonstrate innovation and learning in the fields of science, technology, engineering and maths, STEM. And the recipients of these awards today are Cody Lincoln from Year 11 and Liam Smith of Year 12. Good to see that Liam's innovation is better than his sense of humour. That's good. Kwong Lee Dow Award is awarded to a student who has been accepted into the Kwong Lee Dow Young Scholars Program. This is an academic enrichment program for high achieving students offered through the University of Melbourne. This is a very prestigious award. The recipient this year is Cadence Pang. Congratulations, Cadence. The ADF Long-Term Leadership and Teamwork Award is awarded to students who demonstrate leadership and teamwork within both the school and the broader community, and who display strong values such as doing one's best, respect for others and mateship, values considered integral to both the ADF and Australian society. The recipients of these awards today are Selma Abdul Fadil, who is absent today, but we recognise Selma in her absence, and Grace Stillard. So congratulations, Selma. Like it's the end of the year, I'll say something about uniform. ...2021 Academic Competition Principals Awards, and I'm asking Mrs White and Mr O'Dwyer with these awards as well. The Principals Award is awarded to students who have achieved outstanding results in academic competitions, averaging distinctions or above. These students always strive for academic excellence and pride themselves on rising to the next challenge. The recipients of these awards today are Cadence Pang. Congratulations, Cadence. Liam Smith. Congratulations, Liam. Cody Lincoln. Congratulations, Cody. And Rory Brooker. Congratulations, Rory. And while these presentations are taking place, I'd just like to mention Mrs Melanie Smith. I'm hoping Mel is here somewhere. And thank you for your energy and drive in making all of these competitions accessible to our students. We really appreciate it. Thank you. The Anglican Schools Commission Award for Citizenship. I would like to welcome the Venerable Neil Hicks from the Diocese of Wangaratta to present this award. So this award is given to a student of any age who exemplified all those qualities of which Cobram Anglican Grammar School stands. They have integrity, they show great endeavour, and they embody a spirit of community. They are caring, they act unselfishly to serve others, and they are highly motivated, finding ways to participate positively in every aspect of school life. Unfortunately, the recipient of this award today is absent, Ethan Smith, so I'd like to congratulate Ethan in his absence. And coming forward is Mrs Carolyn White, after doing one lap of the PAC, and she's going to accept this award on behalf of Ethan. So thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Outstanding Sporting Achievement. I'd like to invite Mr John O'Dwyer, Head of Sport, to present awards for Outstanding Sporting Achievement. Would you like to read through these, or would you like to present them? Or do both?
Good morning, good afternoon everyone. This year again we've seen a number of our students excel on the sporting front, even though it was interrupted dramatically by COVID in the second half of the year. To give you an outline of what stipulates getting this award, you have to be vying or competing at state level. And I'll give special mention to 3 teams that were cut short. That was our intermediate and senior badminton girls teams and our intermediate boys table tennis teams, who unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to contest at regional level, but every chance that they could have progressed to that state level. So we'll start our awards, and thanking the sports club, Brugger Sports Club, for the kind, generous donation and sponsorship of these awards. Our first award goes to Charlotte Woosnam for basketball. Fortunately, Charlotte's not here today, but Charlotte went through a very stringent process where only 3 players were selected from the divisional and Hume region, and of course she went on to state selection but just missed out. Isabella Boys, Ella Michelotti, Ali Stillard, Melissa Vaughan and Leah Willis for badminton. Girls, come on. So this year 7 badminton team, they did get to represent the school at regional level and dominated the competition, winning all their games. Unfortunately, they didn't get to contest at state level because of COVID, but a tremendous effort by the girls to get to that level.
Melissa, congratulations. And Leah, congratulations. Great effort. Thank you.
So they were our school endorsed competitors. We also had a couple of students who excelled in extracurricular sporting activities. Hannah Logie at the Fire Brigade Games. So Hannah was part of the Stratford team that went up to the Victorian Fire Brigade Games and came away winners in their division, so that's a tremendous effort, so well done. And Zalia Kautai for touch football. Zalia was probably denied the opportunity to represent Victoria 3 times due to COVID at school sports representation, but she went off to the Victorian Junior Touch Championships and she was part of an under-15 side that went through undefeated, so that's a pretty tremendous effort, and she was one of the guns who scored lots of tries, so well done Zalia.
Thanks, Mr O'Dwyer. We now have a very special guest. This next guest is Mr Thomas Smith. Thomas was our Ducks of 2020 when he completed his Year 12 year last year, and Thomas has been good enough to come back and speak to the school today. He's already delivered a presentation to the junior school, and now we're going to hear from Thomas again in our senior school presentation. So thank you, Thomas, and welcome.
Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Thomas Smith. I was lucky enough to achieve the Ducks of the school last year, and as such, Mr. Willis invited me back to give the speech today, and I'd like to thank him for the opportunity. I've been asked to provide examples of some of the stuff I've done since I left the school, and some of the stuff will be up on the screen shortly. I've been studying at Swinburne University this year. After moving to Melbourne to a small apartment, it's been wonderful. 280 days of lockdown did not help the situation. But I, in the end, chose to do a course I was really interested in, a Bachelor of Animation. Something that I was not, like, the best in, but something I had passion for, and I've not regretted this decision one bit. I've spent the year learning and refining a whole range of skills that I've started developing here, but I've taken them to a level completely beyond what I'd ever taken them to before. I've been asked to give some advice to current students. I'm going to start by saying this. A bit on the nose, but don't be afraid that what you're passionate about can't make you money. With the explosion of the internet in the past decade, we have entered into a golden age of freelance work, which allows just about anyone to make a living on just about anything. The first step you should take to find something you're truly passionate for is just to try as many different things as you can. Don't be afraid you'll be bad, we all had to crawl before we could run. It's just part of the course. And if you don't like doing something, just drop it and try something new. No one's holding you to it. When I was here at school, I did short little video projects. The end of year mock-up day video, the behind the scenes filming for the productions. They were hobbies at the time, but now I work full-time as a video compositor for online content creators. You never know what little skills you pick up as some fun little side tasks could end up being a little career. Next bit of advice. I say this to give you the opportunity to learn from my mistakes. Learn mundane things, please. Learning how to cook, learning how to use appliances, all the stuff you might think is just, oh, I'll figure it out. Trust me, some of these things work in arcane ways. And unless you want to spend a whole week being food poisoned on your first week of moving down, learn how to do these things. I'm going to finish off by saying a big thank you to all teachers, the admin staff here at school, all my classmates, my friends, my mum, dad and brother. It was a bumpy ride, but one I will always be grateful for. Good luck everybody, and I will always barrack for members of the CAGS community. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Thomas. You're a hard act to follow. I have to deliver my principal's address now. I'm sure you guys are getting sick of me, so I'll be as quick as I can. So just a couple of reflections from me around 2021. Look, I think 2021 reminded me how precious school life is. In fact, I think it reminded me how precious community life is. It's one of those things I think we take for granted, and I think it's probably one of the few good things that COVID has offered up for us, and that is the realisation that when we can't be together as a community, it's something that we really miss. And that has absolutely been reinforced for me across this past school year. Particularly that long period of time throughout term 3 and into early term 4, where our young people and our older people were restricted to communication via electronic means. And certainly I know for myself, at a really selfish level, one of the things that I really missed was that day-to-day contact with other human beings and that sense of community that happens in a school. And so one of the things that I'm really looking forward to next year is that we return to that environment where our young people just don't engage in learning about numbers and words and letters and writing and all those sorts of things, that we engage in the laughing and the running and the jumping and the sharing of disappointments and the sharing of triumphs and all those human things that contribute to a community environment. And so I guess my reflection upon 2021 is how much I've missed that sense of community, not just in the school sense, but I guess in my personal life as well, but how much I'm looking forward to hopefully a return to a more normal circumstance in 2022. Having said that, there's been a huge amount of people who have contributed to making sure this group of students have got to where they have got to today. So I would like to thank our teachers and our senior staff for your guidance and leadership. It's been wonderful. For parents out there, I just want you to know how challenging it has been for teachers to try and come up with new and innovative ways to deliver curriculum remotely. It hasn't been easy. I know that there was a number of times when, as a staff, we would gather and we would talk about what is a good amount of work to send home, how much is too much, how much is not enough. And the reality is that in every different household, there was probably a different answer to that question. And we've worked really hard to try and get that right. I guess there's probably been a few occasions where, like every other school, we may have fumbled with that a little bit, but I'm certainly really proud of our teachers and their dedication to making sure that our young people are able to access the education to the very best of our ability. So thank you to our staff. I'd also like to acknowledge other people around our school who have contributed to those wonderful outcomes. They include our Ed support team, our school admin team, our IT staff, and our grounds and maintenance team. All of those people with their different work contribute to the community of this school. We all contribute to the sum of the outcomes. And I don't think any particular role is more important than any other. It's just that we all contribute. So thank you so much to those people. Malcolm Kerr has addressed the presentation this morning. We've also had other members of the school council here with us today, and I would really like to acknowledge and thank the school council for their work. One of the things that probably doesn't go noticed as much as it could is in ASC schools, the school council is a very, very vital organisation. I've worked in other schools in the state system, I've worked in schools in the Catholic system, and certainly the school council and boards in those organisations don't have such a hands-on role as they do in the ASC. It's very significant. So I'd like to thank our school council and Malcolm, both for their work around strategic planning, but also for their day-to-day support and encouragement through this last year or so. But most of all, probably, I'd like to acknowledge two groups, and they are our parents for the way that you've supported your young people across this last 18 to 12 months. I know it must have been unbelievably challenging to juggle work commitments and school commitments and trying to learn stuff that you probably didn't know. So how do you help someone with their schoolwork if you don't know how to do it yourself? Don't worry, I'm a school teacher. I've been there and done that with my own children. And so I really appreciate your efforts and your forbearance and just your support of these fine young people in front of me here today. But of course the other people who I'd like to acknowledge are the students themselves, and I just want you to know how appreciative I have been of your resilience, your willingness and ability to go from things like remote teaching and learning and back to school, and remote teaching and learning and back to school, and remote teaching and learning and back to school. It's been a real credit to you all. So I'm really hoping that 2022 brings a real change and we get back to something like normal, whatever that might be in years to come. So finally, I would just like to extend my very best wishes to all for a wonderful summer break, and I trust that time brings an opportunity to share with family and friends and to re-energise before we return for an exciting 2022. So thank you everybody, well done. Now, returning to the theme about the old and in with the new, Tegan delivered our opening prayer, one of the oldies, and now I'm inviting Paige to come forward, one of our newbies, to deliver our closing prayer as Captain of the Identity. Thanks, Paige.
Could we start with the sign of the cross, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? Our Lord, help us to remember when the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the shepherds are back with the flocks, then the work of Christmas begins. Guide us to find the lost, to heal those broken in spirit, to feed the hungry, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among all peoples, and to make a little music with the harp. Encourage us to radiate the light of Christ in all that we do and all in what we say, as this is the work of Christmas. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Paige. So that brings to an end our senior school presentation ceremony for today. I would like to again thank parents for your involvement here today. I'd like to thank all those citizens from the wider community who've been here today to deliver awards for us. I'd like to thank our staff in attendance, and I'd like to thank all of these fine young people here for your attention. One of the things that I really appreciate at this school is that pin drop silence and attention at times like this. It's great. It's a real credit to you all. So thank you so much. So I think if parents, I would love to say that I could invite you back for afternoon tea or lunch, but the COVID rules are still a little bit strict around that with sharing the food and the like. So I guess if you'd like to stay behind for photo opportunity with any of your young people, that is great. But otherwise, I'm going to politely ask you to go. It's a hard thing to do, actually. And then I'd also like our teachers to return to their classroom with our students. Thanks, everybody.